Hello, everyone. This is Anna from Lunchtime with Anna. How was everyone's week? I wanted to remind you that now we've changed and we're in the transition, so the transition is over from www.dkmradio.com to now we are www.dkmgroup.com. So if you'd like to listen or watch the show, I believe you scroll all the way down, and I believe it's channel 37. So I wanted to remind everyone of that. Our phone lines are open at 678-381-1973. Again, it's 678-381-1973. One more time, 678-381-1973. I am here with the band of Love, Song, and Power. So I wanted to start with Bridget. How are you, Bridget?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. So my question to you is, what exactly is it that you do with the band on Love, Song, and Power? Are you being yourself? Is there something special that you do within the movie? What exactly is it that you do for this movie?
Well, I want to share that we are very excited to be a part of the movie. I'm not sure how much I can disclose. Prana could probably give you more, but I do want to say it's been just a treat and we are loving it.
Well, I do know for a fact no one's allowed to say too much. So, what can you at least let us know? Because I don't think that's disclosing too much. What instrument is it that you play, or is it more than one instrument within the movie?
Oh, sure. I can talk about that, I believe.
Yes.
I'll talk a little bit about the Bridget Kelly Band. We are a national touring band throughout the United States, and we did have some shows scheduled for France and Europe, but that, due to COVID, has been completely shut down. We just released it's our 7th blues CD. It's blues rock, and it's charting all over the world. And I'm very grateful and blessed to the DJs who are playing that. We are kind of like Stevie Ray Hendricks meets Patsy Cline. That's about what I'd say. I'm the lead singer, and our guitar player is killer. His name is Tim Fick, and he is probably the best guitar player I've ever heard. And I can say that because I'm not him. He would humbly say no.
Yeah. So this is actually your band that will be playing in the movie, correct? Did I understand that correctly?
Yes, the Bridget Kelly Band is a part of the movie.
That is so awesome. So do you want to give some background on it? Because I just thought that I must have misunderstood. I thought that it was just you actually playing an instrument. Can you give me some background on yourself, what you've done, with how you guys all became a band, if that's okay, and then we'll go back to the movie. Because I'd like, for you to say who you are and all that good stuff, if at all possible.
If you guys want, sorry, this is Eric. I'll pop in really quick and just give you one little tidbit that way you guys can talk about freely.
Go ahead, Eric.
So Bridget Kelly is being the internationally renowned superstar that she is. So her part in the movie is basically that as the person who's already made it in the music world, she happens to stumble upon Prana's character Violet early on, and is helping to bring her up in the music world. So that's all I'm going to give you, and I'll let you guys take it from there.
He won't give any of us too much. And so that you guys know who Eric is. Eric, tell a little bit about yourself real quick before we go back to Bridget. So I'm sure your name has been mentioned a lot, and Eric is just a beautiful soul, an awesome person. Just tell real quick who you are, and then you can just give the floor back to Bridget.
I am the co-director, co-editor, and then I adapted the screenplay from the book that was written by Stevie Kinchin. The filmmaker kind of guy. Yeah, that's me.
And an amazing soul. And I always say this because I actually got to speak with him a few times. He's really, really, really awesome. And we'll go into a little bit more of Eric once we get to one of the other characters that does come out in the movie, but that'll take a little while. So Bridget, go ahead and continue speaking about who is Bridget, who is her band. And I'm sorry about that with COVID. COVID has blocked a lot of us from doing many things. Only thing I'm happy about is that I'm actually airing from home and not having to step out as much as I used to. So it's been good at saving gas. But go ahead, Bridget, and tell a little bit of who you are.
I would love to. I guess the story started in around the year 2000, and I was doing folk music with a guitar and a mandolin and myself, and occasionally I would have someone sit in. And in 2007, I met Tim, and he rocked and rolled my world. He changed my life. And he said to me, "You're a great folk singer, but how about singing the blues? You got the voice for it." And I went, "Oh no, I'm not Bob Dylan. I'm not gonna switch over from folk." And he said, "Let me get you a PA." And he went out and spent $10,000 and bought me a PA. And I sang through it, and I was mesmerized. And from that point on, we got together a band. And so since about 2007, we've been playing as a band, the Bridget Kelly Band. And it's been wonderful. The blues family has been terrific, embracing us. And we got to the national level about 3 years ago, and we have international airplay. We just put out Dark Spaces, which is playing all over the world, and it hit Australia's top of the charts at number 12. We're on the Roots Music. So I'm just so blessed. I'm so grateful to God, and I'm so happy, and I'm so grateful to Eric for including me on the project.
And that's amazing. Well, that's what I like about Eric. He's just so awesome at seeing that in different people, and just seeing the talent. And that's congratulations to you, Bridget, and to your band, and for who did you say? I'm sorry, I didn't write it down. Who did you say that it was that got you the equipment that was $10,000 worth? Because that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it was funny because his name is Tim Fick, and he's the guitar player in the band. And if you check him out, he's just a fantastic guitar player. But when we met at a friend's house at a birthday party, and he knew I was putting out a CD, and the quality was just horrible. And so I said, "I have a CD," and he listened to it, and he went, "Oh no." So he helped me with my first CD. He brought me into the blues. And then he said to me when we first started recording, he said, "No hanky panky. Now we're married." So there you go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So he saw that talent, and I love that. And blues music, just for who doesn't know it, I love all genres of music. And blues music is pretty awesome. So Bridget, is there anything else? I'm going to ask you a few more questions later on in the show. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to that before I move on to the next guest?
I'd like to shout out to Marlene Palumbo from Indian Ink, who's our publicist, and Bob McCutcheons. But Marlene is the one that brought Eric and I together, and it's just been a wonderful time. And I just love Prana and Eric and everyone on the crew. It's been really easy because of Eric and Prana, and it's been just a wonderful thing. I'm very glad to be included.
Yes, yes. And, I also want to say that about Marlene. She's been outstanding about promoting the cast and making sure that the word gets out of who's in the cast, and that this movie, if I didn't say it at the beginning, we're hoping with COVID, of course, we don't, well, no, you know what? We're claiming it in Lord's name that it'll be out on
Amen.
1/2/2021, and hopefully, everybody can get, and I keep saying that, everybody can get it out on time. And Eric, I'm cheering you on, and the crew, that this movie gets out on time, because you guys have worked really hard at this, and I just want you to know that. Next, I'm gonna give my next lady Prana Songbird a chance to speak on what her part is in the band section of this movie. Prana, are you there?
I am so here. Hi, Anna, and hi, everybody. Stephen, Brian, and especially my girl, Bridget. Oh my gosh, it was so hard to sit quietly over here while you were talking. I wanted to interject and just give you my love and my hugs and how much I miss you.
I love you too.
I know that.
Y'all know, I don't know Prana personally, but she just has such a loving, beautiful spirit. And I know that every time I'm interviewing you, I think it's 2 or 3 times that I have interviewed you. I can't wait to meet you face to face because I mean, you could just feel it over the phone. And thank you for that because sometimes many of us just need a spirit like yours around. So thank you for doing that and bringing that around us. So Prana, tell us a little bit about yourself, your character. I know you can't give us too much, and I know you've given us some. And what it is that you do in the movie, which if they've been watching the other shows, they should pretty much know, what happens with Prana or what Prana's character does.
Well, here's a little nugget I can drop here, a little jewel for you that I didn't mention in other interviews, which is Bridget Kelly's character and for me in my real life, meeting Bridget Kelly. This is something that I'm very similar to with my character. I am completely starry-eyed around Bridget Kelly. And when you have the amazing honor and pleasure to hear her perform live, you can't help but be starry-eyed, just jaw-dropping, but at the same time, you can't help move and groove along to her and her band. I have been so blessed to be able to hear her perform live twice. I will drop one more jewel, once on set, that's the jewel, and once actually live at one of her concerts. And I was even able to bring my son, and we absolutely had a fantastic time. It was hard to keep him off the dance floor. The only reason why I didn't just let him run free was because there were so many other people trying to dance along too, and I was afraid he was going to get squished. But we had a fantastic time, and yeah, just like my character, I am truly in awe at her as a person as well as a performer.
So that's pretty awesome that that you guys get the actual feel or got the actual feel of an actual performance. Bridget, you should have told me that was a good jewel to drop. Kidding, but that was good. Go ahead.
I'm in total silence crying now because I love you guys all so much. It's like, wow. Thank you, God, and thank you, Prada. Holy Toledo.
And so, Prana, with your child, I want to ask how was it besides him wanting to dance? Because kids don't normally want to dance unless it's good stuff. So obviously he's got that in him that he gets that feeling for, okay, it's good stuff. I want to move to it. I want to jam to it. So how was that for you? Was Eric actually there with you, or was it just you and your child, or how did that work?
Oh no, we went as a family. This was obviously pre-COVID, so there were no social distancing and anything like that. It was a full-on concert, and people were just, and we weren't the only family there, which was really wonderful. It was a rockin' blues concert. There were quite a few other artists there. Bridget Kelly and her band, the Bridget Kelly band, was the headliner there. And yeah, when my 2-year-old will get up and start bopping around, I know this is the stuff. Like, this is true music that is from God for you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
and you only get that live from me. I mean, I can dance around my house to just about anything and everything. I love music, and I'm really trying to instill that love into our son, and Eric also is as well. Here's another little jewel for you. Eric is a former musician. He played saxophone for a very long time, and every now and again he tries to pick up the trumpet when he has and just a shred of free time, which is really difficult for Eric because he runs around in the backgrounds of so many projects, doing so many things. So our son loves music and has been going to my own concerts since he was about 2 weeks old. So yeah, he loves music, and he's a good, I guess, judge of what is really good music. He picks up on things really fast, and it's great. It's great to witness his love for music as well. So Bridget Kelly, he is a big fan, and we can't wait until we can hear you live again. In the meantime, he gets to hear music through our car stereo while we're traveling about in the house, obviously, where we spend most of our time.
I have to say, though, that your son is an exceptional little guy. I mean, he's amazing. He has great attention. He's just a sweetheart, and he's just amazing kid.
How sweet.
Thank you.
How sweet. So if you guys picked up on the interview, Eric and Prana are married, happily married. And the child they're talking about is their child. And Prana sings because she gave those 3 jewels for you guys. in case you guys are listening, I pay attention to detail. So I've listened to all that. So Prana, could you give us a little bit about your singing that you do, or what your character is in the movie?
Well, I guess the kind of singing that I do is what you would call eclectic, mostly because I grew up in a home that also was just in love with music. My family on my dad's side made up half the choir at our church, and my mom was born and raised for the most of her child and young adult life in New Orleans, Louisiana. So there was always music in our home, and all types of music: country, jazz, R&B, every classical. I remember my dad just playing Luciano Pavarotti just randomly, and being born in Detroit, we had a lot of that beautiful, good Motown music playing in our home all the time. And so I think a lot of my own style is just a combination of music. There's a lot of people say it's kind of a raw soulful music, but then it's got this strange. My husband, when I was in the recording studio, here's another jewel, I guess, is he's like, okay, it's too clean here, and you need to make it a little grittier there, and okay, like polish it up here, and so I bounce back and forth, I guess, with my own sound sometimes. And he even told me at one point, he's like, you're going a little too opera here, so but my character is definitely more of a jazzy blues artist, and so I'm really trying to dig deep into more of that side of my love of music. So I hope that helps.
No, that helps a lot. Is Eric still on the line? Because I want to make a comment to him real quick.
I think he left.
He left.
Sorry, I'm here.
Oh, no,
Okay.
There he is.
Hey, Eric, I heard that you pretty much get what you want, that you're pretty pushy, that when it's yes for you. You don't take no for an answer. Is that true?
Yes.
Well, I just know I just know what I need, and if I need it, then it's just got to happen. So.
And it's not a bad thing. It just means that you see the talent, and you go for it and you push it. It's not a bad thing at all. I just thought it was pretty funny when I was told this, because I'm like, he doesn't even seem that way. He's just so laid back. And I heard this on an interview, which I'm sure you've seen, and then I was like, Eric, no, I don't see it, but it's just pretty funny, and I just wanted to bring that up. So,
Well,
Rana, back.
the thing
Go
is
ahead.
about Eric, if he's pushy, but he's so slick with it. He does it in a nice way. It's so hard. So like when he's being like his version of pushy, like you can't really get mad at him. You like, for me personally, I almost get mad at myself for not doing something exactly the way he liked it the first time. But that's me wanting to be perfect all the time with things, which I know is impossible. But yeah, so when he's pushy, it's this sweet pushy that you want to like, okay, give the guy what he wants. And so yeah, it's hard, and I know when he's doing it, and I still can't stop myself from wanting to just give him what he wants.
And see, Rana, that's exactly how I pictured it. That it's one of these, because he's just so sweet. I just can't picture him, being pushy any other way. That's exactly how I pictured it. Like, so, take you out to dinner. So, sweetheart, what do you think about doing this? And no, but you should try it out because you're so good at this. That's how I picture Eric being. So, and that's why I said I don't see it in a negative way. I just see it like, okay, so if it didn't work out that way, let's try it out this way. So I could just see that, and I could see that in Eric, and not in a negative way at all. Because like I've said, I think Eric is the sweetest person in the world. I couldn't see him being any other way, and he knows that. I've told him that in the past. Is there anything else that you'd like to say? I'm sorry?
I think that he is just a great leader, and he is always the utmost professional. And coming in as a stranger, he made me feel welcome, and his directives were spot on. And I'm just really glad that he was my first director.
And you know what? And that's the feeling that I get from him. Everybody said the same thing about Eric, and it's pretty awesome. Everybody said the same thing about Eric, the same thing about everybody on the cast. It's amazing all the great things that I have heard, because normally sometimes you'll get this tension because some people don't get along, and that's difficult. But from what I've heard from everybody, that's a great thing, because you don't want to, because Bridget, this was your first project, correct?
My first movie project, and actually both directors were outstanding.
And see, that's what I'm saying, that, sometimes it can be a little difficult when you're doing something for the first time, and then it's like, tension in the air, stuff like that. So that's actually pretty good. It makes it easier to work with people dealing, with a situation like that. And I just want to tell you, Eric, that from what I've seen from you and from what I've heard from you, you absolutely rock. And thank you. Thank you for being the awesome person that you are, Prana, back to you. Is there anything else that you'd like to add about your character and or the movie, and or just what you do in the movie? Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, first I want to jump on what Bridget said just for a second and say, yes, shout out to Idel Martinez, the other director in this film, because yeah, he's got a great eye behind the camera, and there were moments in there where he stopped and gave me directions, gave me critiques and stuff, and just made me feel really comfortable. So one of the reasons why people that you've interviewed seem to have such a good time and have so many good things to say is the leadership Bridget is absolutely right. And Edel Martinez and Eric Krefeld make such a great leadership team, and it puts people at ease because you don't have that friction, that that feel of, oh, mom and dad are arguing kind of thing behind the camera. They work just so fluidly with each other, and it's great. So I'm one of the reasons why I'm so happy to be on this project, and not just because Eric is my husband. A lot of husband and wife teams don't work well together, but Eric and I have worked together really well for a long time, and obviously Bridget and Tim work amazingly well together. So yeah, it just feels very, very close knit, closer than family, and I love it. I love it. The other thing I would just want to talk about is the last song that I got to record recently for the movie. I'm incredibly excited about playing it live. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for COVID. I have so many selfish reasons for why I need COVID to just disappear. And one of it is to just get back to performing beautiful music, beautiful, fun music, thought-provoking music. And one of the songs in the movie that I got to record, I'm so fortunate to have been able to record, is Randy Stevens' song, The River. And yeah, I'm not going to sing it for you, so don't bother asking, Anna.
You know I was going to try to sneak and ask.
I know you said that. I can feel it coming. I can feel it, Anna. You can't. Yeah, I got you now. I got you. So I felt it coming. So, but I am. The song is amazing, and I can't wait for you to get talking to Randy about the song and Brian about the overall music of this movie and the feel for this movie. I think a lot of people, this is going to be a soundtrack that a lot of people are just going to want to listen to over and over again. So I think that's all the tools you're getting from me today, girl.
And see, I've been trying to get, because I hear her voice is so beautiful, I've been trying to get a sneak at, and she won't give it to me, a sneak at her beautiful voice. Prana, I'm going to tell you a secret. I think I told Bridget. I love, and I said it actually in this morning show, we actually touched up on music. I love music, all genres. My favorite movie type of music would probably be R&B from, would you say a few years back. We'll leave it there. R&B is my favorite music in the world. I mean, I love them all. I see the talent in every genre of music. And, so I just love music. So I'm trying to get a sneak peek. She won't give it to me yet. Maybe soon. I guess whenever the next interview comes up, I might get a little sneak peek. But I'm so excited to hearing, your talent. Because even Eric has told me that your voice is absolutely beautiful. So I'm excited to hear, your beautiful voice, because I do hear that it's very, very, very nice. I'm excited to hear Bridget and her band, because to think some blues. Blues is a great, great talent. And then when you mix all of this together, I could just imagine how good it's going to be. One thing I do want to let people know that are on air who don't know it, but I'm sure if you go on my page, you could see it. When Prana was talking about friction. Okay, I worked for a medical doctor as well as I did work the dental field for many years. I'll tell you, man, when you have friction between a doctor and their assistant, it's never a good thing because you can actually feel it. The patient can feel it. This is not a good thing. It's not working good, because you're either working with the patient's oral cavity and or whatever part of their body it is that you're working on. If you're a medical assistant, sometimes, you could tell by the way the doctor responds So it's something that even I think in all fields you can kind of see and you can feel even when a movie premieres or whatever, you're like, it seemed like something was not totally there. So with that being said, I'm so happy that everybody got along because it's not easy to get that every single time. That's really hard to get. So Prana, props to your husband and Mr. Martinez. His last name was Martinez, correct?
Yes, Idel Martinez.
Idel. Awesome that they were able to do
Better
that.
than I do. Oh wow.
Huh?
You say his name so much better than I do.
It's my Spanish accent. In case you haven't heard me say it before, I am Puerto Rican and of Puerto Rican descent. Puerto Rican. Spanish is my first language. So yes, I learned English only when I went to kindergarten. So yes, but this interview is not about me. So I'm going to go on to the next person. Brian, how are you doing today?
I am doing excelente. ¿Qué pasó?
Oh, muy bien con su español, muy bien.
Well, I know enough Spanish to get into a fight, but not enough Spanish to get out of it.
We don't want you fighting. We want you loving each other and loving everybody.
That's right. And,
just kidding.
I certainly do. And I have to say, it is a pleasure for me to be able to work with such a tremendous amount of talented individuals, not just individual talent, but you can see it as it starts coming together as a collective talent. And the interesting thing, Anna, is I have not met personally. I have not shook hands or put my arms around anybody yet because I live on the West Coast. I'm currently sitting on a beach in Mendocino County on this call. Don't nobody be upset. It's a little foggy, but it'll clear up. And I'm really happy to be working with these guys.
So Brian,
I'm in a cabin in Georgia. I'm up in the Appalachians. So yeah.
There you go. Nice.
So Brian, I'm like really jealous. I was the one that got really upset. I am in the country, in the state of Georgia, and I just enjoy the beach, even if it's foggy. The beach is my favorite place in the whole wide world. So just enjoy it while you can. Keep your social distancing from people. I would do double at the beach, but enjoy yourself, Ryan. So can you tell us a little bit about your part with the movie? Because as you've said, you've never met anybody. So I'm assuming that you did some of the songwriting. Is that correct? Or what was your actual role within Love, Song, and Power?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down with Mr. Eric as soon as we get all of the filming done, and I'm going to pick his brain as we watch the footage and listen to what he has to say about where he wants the music to take people in the movie. And you have to talk about either being subtle in certain parts of a movie where you're only going to add little pieces of music, or you're going to have a big production of music. And so that is actually to be determined as Eric and I will sit down and go through the entire film and line out exactly, almost like you do a storyboard for a regular movie. You want to have everything lined out. Well, I do sort of do the same thing with a film, is you want to storyboard each scene. What can I get out of that scene musically that is really going to push what is happening in that scene, depending on the type of acting that's happening or the situation that's happening in that scene. So I think having a degree in behavioral health helps me to understand some of the psychology behind writing music and getting the feeling across to the individuals that are watching the film. So it can be quite the experience.
And it sounds like it. So that's actually the fun part. So you get to go back and forth and just be like, okay, this would be, so it's kind of the best way that maybe it could be described to the listening audience so that they understand is maybe it's like a puzzle and you're kind of matching everything, this with this, that with this. I'm assuming, does that sound like it's pretty much what you're doing, or would you describe it a different way?
Yeah, I mean, I think that once you have an idea of what's happening with the movie, the tone that it's taking, the direction that the story is going, there's a lot of little factors that you want to try to add in, and then sitting down with the directors is going to be the biggest key, because they're the ones that have put the time in filming and directing. So you want to make sure they're going to have a much better bird's eye view of the direction that they would like the music to go. And with Eric, he's just such a great guy, as we've all already said. And I'm just going to, tap that on there with it, is that he's very intense and true to himself and what he wants. And so for me, that'll make it even better when we sit down to decide how we want to put the score together for the film. So I'm really looking forward to working with him closely like that.
So you know what? You worded it better than I could have ever worded it. I guess intense was the word I was looking for when I was talking to Prana. That he's so intense that he's gonna be like, no, let's try it this way, and then kind of sweet talk you into it. That's a better word.
Yeah.
Intense. So I like that.
Well,
I like that a lot. Huh?
well, I'm intense. And so, my music has a tendency to show that intensity. I'm just working on a current song right now called God and Country. And it was something that came to me at 3 o'clock in the morning with everything that's going on in our country and everything. And I'm not a political sided individual. I'm an issue person. And so, I was able to articulate in a song how I felt about, we just need to remember, who we are as a country. And that's what that song is. And it's an intense song. The words are intense. And, it's one of those things where you're putting all of your soul out there, and you're saying, here you go, everybody. You can either, like it, or you can throw it out, but I'm going to continue to do it. And I think Eric's idea of what he does is, I'm going to do it, whether people like it or not, because this is how I want to do it. And Eric can pull it off. He just, I think that him and Prana, who are definitely spirit-filled people, I think that, and me being a spirit-filled Christian man and trying to keep the music moving forward towards good, I think we're a good fit to be able to put this music together for people in the film, that they will get it. It'll help push them. So I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a fabulous time, a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to being a part of something really good.
So Brian, I'll try with you too. No sneak peek at the song.
There isn't any to sneak peek at the moment. Again, what's going to happen with me is I will work with Eric, and we will take whatever songs that Prana is going to be singing in, and what Bridget's going to be doing, and we'll work together at integrating those things into the film. Because he's the director, he's going to know where he wants those, and my job is to produce ancillary music to follow the the screenplay.
Gotcha. And Brian, I appreciate that you're also a Christian, because I think just about everybody on the cast was or is, and
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. That's pretty awesome, and pretty awesome that this whole cast can get together, because my understanding is that it's not a very racy film, and like I told Eric, I appreciate that because I'm not the type of person, truthfully, that will watch a movie that's very, with a lot of racy stuff. Not my choice of a film. It's just my taste. Everybody can watch whatever they choose to watch, but I don't. I have no interest in that. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, Brian, at all?
Point, it's just going to be for me. I'm just excited to be a part of it. I have to say something to Bridget if she's still on.
Yes, I'm on.
You brought up Marlene, and we love Marlene. Marlene is also Marlene Palumbo from Indian Ink is also very close to my heart as well. And I met her when I was in Denver, and got to work with her, and she's the one that put me together with all of this. And in the meantime, I'm looking at what Bridget and her band and Tim are doing, and I actually I also perform here on the West Coast, and I've added an entire hour of blues songs that I've written because I just when I listen to you, Bridget, and I hear you guys play, I just blues is what I started on, and I can write classical music, I can write country, rock, pop, jazz, R&B, Anna, because I know you like that. I'll have to throw you a couple.
I like everything, but I love R&B.
Yeah. But blues is something that I always go back to as a reference point for me. So, I just want to say I appreciate the talent that we have on this cast, and with all of the people working with it, and I look forward to seeing everything come to a fruition at the end of this. God willing, and the creek don't rise.
That's cool. That's super cool. I know when I first started blues, I was kind of ignorant about all the different types of blues. And Tim actually teaches courses at UF, a blues course and a pop music and culture course. And he taught me all the different styles. And I'm really happy that you're exploring that. That's really cool.
I am. The newest thing I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to do a R&B sound in the back with blues riffs and things on the top. So I'm trying to blend some more modern sounding music with some classic blues stuff over the top. So I may be in contact with you. I may need you guys to do some work for me, but we can talk about that later.
Sounds great.
I'd love to have a sneak peek once you guys do it. Oh, somebody will give me a sneak peek sooner or later. Now we're going on to Randy Stevens. He is the songwriter for the movie Love, Song, and Power. Randy, are you there?
I'm here. Yeah.
How are you doing?
How's everybody doing?
And I think I said that backwards. It's Love, Song, and Power, correct?
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry about that. I think I said I said it backwards. I have a teenager who is driving me crazy, who needs to get out of the house. So sorry about that. I got distracted real quick. So Randy, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about, what exactly it is that you're doing for the movie, and, whatever you want to say that, it will be a reference to the listening audience about Randy.
Okay. Appreciate you having me on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Marlene, Eric, and Prana for letting me even be a part of this, and to God for opening up the door. I play music down here in South Florida in Sarasota County. My band, Randy Stevens and the Groove Makers. It was kind of funny because everybody's talking about blues. Our band won second place in the international blues competition last year in Bradenton. So we are a blues rock band, and I do, original music. So
Was it for IBC?
I was down.
You won the
Yeah, well, second place. We won second place, so that's not first place, but we took
regional?
second place. And ma'am,
Was that regional? Was that regional IBC competition? You got it.
yeah, it was a regional. Yeah, regional. We were in Bradenton, so we were competing for regional.
Congratulations, man. That's cool.
Thank you. We did a couple original songs, and we did a couple covers, Johnny Winter cover, and really got a good thing there. But our band, of course, pre-COVID, we play out every weekend, and I also have a Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute band. But I'm also an avid writer, and I write incessantly. And I met Marlene through Facebook, so we really haven't even met her face to face, but she reached out to me, and I told her I had a new CD. We're working on a new CD coming out supposedly by the end of this year. But she indicated that she was a publicist and that I should send her a song. So I sent her this song from the movie. Is it okay to tell the title of the song? We keeping everything secret. What's going on?
I know.
How far should I talk about this?
Title, Randy. I dropped the title.
Okay.
I figured that was
Okay. Well, the title of the song is called "The River," and I wrote it after watching the Muscle Shoals documentary, which actually came out in 2013 on Netflix, and I was inspired by that documentary to write the movie, and I purposely wrote it to have an old R&B feel. I think that's what it came across as, with multiple instruments, including some horns and nice keyboards and things like that. So with the song I wrote, I knew it was a good song, and I don't even know why I sent her that song, because really it's not a true representation of my band, because we're more of a blues rock band. So this song was definitely more commercial, but I knew in my heart that it was a good song, and I have been pitching the song as best I can from my home to places and songwriting contests and stuff, just knowing that this song needed to be a part of something. So I sent it to Marlene. Marlene got back to me, I don't know, pretty fast, within a week or two, and said that the director of this movie loved the song. It was as if this song was designed and created for this movie. I don't think I'm saying it exactly like how she said it, but that's pretty much what came across. So it's very exciting, and then getting a chance to get down to be a part of Prana, actually re-recording her vocals and over my vocals, and to be able to be a part of that and help out any way I can has just been awesome. And just a real joy, really, for me. This is I don't even know why I'm here. You guys are you guys are all in this. I don't even know how I got here, but except for God got me here, and so I'm thankful for that. And I want to give a little information. We were down in the studios in Fort Myers and talking about the equipment there, and I'm real interested in that. I like studio equipment. I've been in many studios in my time in Nashville when I lived up there, and we were talking about this board that came in, and this board apparently the mixing console is actually from Muscle Shoals, and being that this song was about the river, about Muscle Shoals and all that whole feel and everything, just to have that was like a confirmation for me that I'm supposed to be a part of this, if that makes sense.
Of course. And I want to tell each and every one of you guys, because Marlene has been very, what's the word I'm looking for? She's been very communicative with me and getting everybody together. I believe it's been Marlene and sharing posts and everything. I believe it's been Marlene and Heather. Eric, correct me if I'm wrong. Am I right when I say that?
I think
Yep,
Eric
you're right.
had stepped off. Oh, nope, there he is.
Okay. And thank you for staying on air, because you can correct me if I'm wrong with some stuff, because sometimes I forget things. So thank you, Marlene. And I know she listens in. Thank you for that, and thank you, Heather, as well, because she has done a lot of these connections as well. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for taking the time out to go ahead and interview, because you guys, I know you guys have a busy schedule. What I'm loving more than anything is, like I said, I love all genres of music. Like, I don't care if it's country to rock to whatever. I listen to everything. It's kind of funny because sometimes I'll be pulling in from around the corner, and everybody knows it's Anna pulling around the corner, because I don't care. It can be anything from gospel to whatever. I listen to it all. I believe there's talents in all sorts of music. Music is what you make it to be, and I can actually see where Eric and or Prana find the talent, and they say, okay, this is something that we can work with. This is something that we can do. And we can, and they see this in different types of bands, as I would say, or different types of groups, as I would say. It's pretty awesome that everybody still listens to R&B, because I thought I was the only one or who still sees talent in that. Like, I tell everybody, I'm like, a lot of our children are around that age. So, it was something that music that was very special to a lot of us, and our children go to show it. With that being said, I want everybody to stay online if you guys could, because I'd like to give the listening audience the opportunity to reach out to each and every one of you guys. And we are heard in 58 countries, and we are heard nationwide. So please stay on air so that I can call back on you, and that we're able to go ahead and give the listening audience that opportunity to listen, or to be able to reach you. Before I go on to my next segment, I forgot to say this at the beginning of the show. COVID-19 is no joke. COVID-19 has taken a lot of lives out there. Or if not, there's a lot of people that we may or may not know who are in the hospital, or a lot of people we will know in the future that will be in the hospital, or it may take their life away. Please remember to go ahead and wear your mask. Act as if you are the walking time bomb who is sick. The reason why is because you don't know what immune system is compromised with whatever the case may be. When you see movies that are being paused, such as this one, or you see other things, concerts, so forth, so on, that are being paused because of this. When you see me airing from home, it's because of this airborne disease that's causing and taking people's lives. Please take the precautions to care for other people and not get them sick. You should already be sanitizing and washing your hands, so that should be something that I should not remind you of. But please try to wear your gloves if at all possible. Just don't put those gloves in your face. Once you've done things such as pumping gas, take them off, throw them in the trash, and your own door should not have to your car, should not have your own germs in it. So remember that. We're going on to our next segment. Kira, are you on air?
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you, sweetheart? This
I'm
is
great.
Wind Up Wednesday with Kira, and I'm sorry, I always interrupt you when I say this. She is a motivational speaker, mentor. So go ahead and say what you thought of the show and what you think can motivate this group of outstanding band members.
Well, first of all, I say this every time. I cannot wait to see this movie, especially since I'm getting to know and learn the cast and crew and everything like that through these, introductions every Wednesday. So this is going to be an even more awesome experience when I finally do see the movie. But for today's Wind Up Wednesday, as I was listening, I was gonna say something else, but then as I was listening, I just kept hearing the word inspire.
Mhm.
And right now in these times, we all want to be inspired, but sometimes it's hard to find the inspiration, especially for creatives right now. We're just in a different space. So for Wind Up Wednesday today, I say inspire, be inspired, inspire someone else, and create, create, create. Even in the midst of a pandemic, even in the midst of not feeling creative, sometimes that creativity may kick in when you least expect it. So thanks for all of your energy from the cast today.
That was good. That was good. I love that. Can you please tell the listening audience how to reach out to you?
Oh, yeah. So on Instagram, I have changed my Instagram name to make it easier. So it is I am Kira Devon, KearaDavon. I am Kira Devon on Instagram, and my website, KiraDevon.com.
Thank you for that. Bridget and your band, how can you be reached? Is
Hello?
Bridget still there?
Sorry. Hold on. You can go on all the social media. There's Bridget Kelly Band on Facebook, www.bridgetkellyband.com. When you come to, you can look up Bridget Kelly Fick, F-I-K, and talk to me directly on Facebook. But yeah, you can hear our music on Spotify and you can buy it on Apple.
Awesome. I will check you out. Prana Songbird, how may you be reached?
One of the best ways to reach out to me is to actually contact my publicist, who her name was dropped so many times, Miss Marlene Palumbo, with IndieInc.com. That's INDIE, N as in Nancy, INK.com. Or you can go to my website, pranasongbird.com, my IMDb or my Facebook, Prana Songbird. Try to keep it simple.
Awesome. Brian, how can you be reached?
I can be reached by pigeon right now because I'm on the beach still. But if you need to do it digitally, you can reach me on Facebook at.
I love that.
I was like, man, this is a tough crowd, man. It's Brian Ross Music, and that is my website, my performance website. So you can go and listen to music, and all of the music that is there, you can just listen to it. You get to listen to the whole thing, and also you can get a hold of me on Facebook, Brian Leedy. It'll show my business sign as By the Note LLC, and that's how you can get a hold of me.
Awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you guys from taking from your time on a Wednesday, especially you, Brian, who is, I think, 3 or 4 hours difference. I will see you guys next Wednesday at the same time at Lunchtime with Anna, noon to 1 Eastern time. God bless each and every one of you guys. Love each and every one of you guys. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Beautiful, beautiful interview. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
God bless you too.
Thank you, Kira.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.